Caroline Science Weather Project takes place on November 8, 2002, and it's by Caroline D. There are 3 pressure systems. One in southeastern South Carolina, and that is the high pressure system. Also, there are 2 low pressure systems, one in Washington and another on the borderline of Nebraska and Kansas. A low pressure system occurs when the boundary of 2 fronts becomes disoriented. It affects multiple states and is a swirling center of low pressure air that moves up. The low pressure system will usually bring storms with them. A high pressure system is a swirling center of dry air moving down. The high pressure system will usually bring calm weather. There are 2 fronts in the northern U.S. right now. One is a warm front, moving out of the U.S. and is by northeastern U.S. A warm front is fast-moving air. A warm front can be dry where there are scattered clouds, or it can be humid where there can be some light precipitation. And after this warm air passes through, it will be humid and warm. There is a cold front in the northern U.S. moving south. A cold front is rapidly moving cold, dense air mass. It will run into a slow warm front and go under the lighter warm air. Temperature and air masses. In Milwaukee, Wisconsin, there is the high is 57 degrees and the low is 49 degrees. In northern Maine, there is a high of 32 degrees and a low of 6 degrees. In southern Florida, there is a high of 80 degrees and a low of 65 degrees. In eastern Oklahoma, there is a high of 72 degrees and a low of 38 degrees. Since there is a cold front over the northern states, it is a little colder. The southern states are closer to the equator, so they are warmer. Also, there is a maritime polar in the northeastern U.S. There is a continental polar in the Midwest plains. There is a maritime tropical on the southern edge of Florida. There is a continental tropical in the south around Texas. Maritime is humidity near the water, and continental is humidity on the land. The tropical forms in the tropics, and the polar forms in the poles. There is much precipitation across the U.S., mainly rain. Much rain is occurring across the west coastline of the U.S. In northwestern Washington, there is 0.71 inches, and in central Maine, there is 6 inches. Since there is a low-pressure system in Washington, there is more precipitation occurring. In southeastern California, there is a high-pressure system occurring, so it will have a calm weather there. With the warm front occurring, there is some precipitation and some scattered clouds. Isobars divide high and low pressure. Everything above the average pressure, which is 1013, is a high pressure system. Everything below it is a low pressure system. Isobars connect pressures with similar barometric pressure.